Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review with me and my homegirl Erin. I'm going to be letting you know what happened on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 10, Episode 8. Everybody, please welcome to the stage, Erin.
Thank you for having me. Happy Friday evening, everybody.
Yes, happy Friday. I can't wait, girl. One more bracket.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is moving along so fast. Every time I think about it, it's like, dang, another doggone week gone. Woo!
Yep. The 3 episodes really does move fast. Somebody brought up Olivia Lux, and I'm like, oh my God, it felt like she was on another season.
Olivia, from the first bracket.
See? Yeah. Exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, like the first bracket feels like almost another season ago, I swear.
Girl, so much going on, and I think bracket 2 really made us feel a way.
They did. You're not wrong. They did. Yeah.
They had y'all for all 3 brackets, I think, if you ask me, child. Ooh, it was a lot going on.
They did. They were talking about how Bob and Naomi are reviewing this season because Monet is a traitor. And literally. And they Bob was saying that this bracket almost feels like dessert. How we like had a full-on meal with bracket 2, but this is like light and fluffy. We all love each other. And I was at first agreeing with him. I mean, I still think that he's right, but like I actually don't mind that they're not clawing each other's eyes out. And I thought that their affection for one another actually was a really nice flavor of energy this episode, you know? So I enjoyed it.
Yes, it's the maturity for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know what? I think a lot of it is we see so much reality TV with backbiting and backstabbing and lying and conniving, manipulating. It's refreshing to see folks just have honest and true and some more of an integral reality to what we're watching. And it's good TV. It's very much entertaining. It's not boring.
Nope. No, this is a thoroughly...
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, I cut you off. Please continue.
No, I was just saying that how it's just enjoyable. Because for me personally, I missed the Sinbad show. Shout out to Sinbad. May he recover in the best way possible. The comedian, you know, hey, what's up, aunties and uncles? If you know Sinbad, you know.
Girl, you just took me back to Sinbad show.
You had a stroke 3 years ago, and before that, he, cute little, maybe 2 seasons, maybe, I'm not quite sure. It was wholesome, it was funny. Of course, it wasn't a lot of mess going on, but it was some drama. We need a break from you taping with my baby daddy and you putting up. It's just so much. We don't need nastiness to make a good show.
No, and there can be different flavors. There can be different notes. Like nobody's gonna out Mistress and what she did in that bracket. So like I don't need a new bracket full of like more confrontation just for confrontation's sake, because that's not why I watch reality TV myself, as well as you. And there's nothing I hate more when a situation comes across as forced or produced. And if I'm feeling that way, you didn't do your job. Because even if it was forced or produced, your job is to like the goal of the show is to feel that it's authentic in the moment.
Hello,
So
Southern Charm.
thank you. Yeah. So, if it's not happening, if it doesn't feel that way, then you've messed up as a production.
Right.
But that being said, like, I need different notes. I need different energies. And like, I like the fact that all of them, obviously we saw, if you watch the preview, you see that some things might change, um, a
Right.
little bit. But I needed a break. Like, why? I like that they all got along. I like that they, like the way that they performed was entertaining enough that I didn't need for them to get in a fight backstage.
Hello.
So, you know, I like the full range of like different energies. This can be dessert, light, sweet. It's fine because Mistress, ooh,
Yes.
you know.
I love it. I love it. I love it. They're obvious professionals, at what they
Mm-hmm.
do. It shows, and again, it's a great show. It's entertaining. They're giving us life every time we see it. Something new, something to uh just discuss either on or off camera like we're doing. It's just it makes for good TV. A little bit of mess ain't bad, but just not all the time. If you ask
No.
me.
And listen, I respect the fact that Mistress did a good job. I was gagged when she did that. Like the connivery. Like, and she's known for that. And like every
You did the
cast,
thing. Hmm.
yeah, and every cast needs a villain. I just don't need it to be like she pulled it off and I applaud it. I don't need to watch another one try and fail and like hit a wall, you know?
Right. She got away. They let her get away with it. So
Yeah.
can't nobody really blame her because they followed her lead and got stuck like Chuck. So it is what it
Mhm.
is.
Do I want her to win? Do I want her to win? No, I don't. I don't want Mistress to win. I don't. And I may never want her to win because of the shit that she
Oh,
does. But that's okay. I appreciate her being here. I thank her for
girl.
her services. We needed that. And she pulled that off. She really did.
Wouldn't it be something if the bottom four, one of the bottom, I guess 12 would win this thing? Girl, I can't wait to see how they supposed to win.
Oh,
That's a whole different bracket.
yeah, yeah. I need to like, I guess I need to see the like, God, because even Aja feels so far away now that we've been watching because we haven't seen them. I like I don't want to say this and then take back my words, but like a part of me feels like it's like Ginger should win because she's that good. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like undeniable and it like reaffirmed when you watch her, you can't take your eyes off her. Like she's just honestly like just a truly talented performer. And I'm worried that they're not going to give it to her because like there'll be too much fan backlash because she's doing this for the fourth time and like a lot of stupid shit. Um, so I don't know, but anyway,
Well, she's
I digress.
proven to be a winner so far, so good, and we're gonna
Yeah.
find out what happens at the end. Because I mean, people can't help it that they got it going on. I'm just saying.
When
You know,
when you're mesmerizing to watch, you're mesmerizing to watch. It
there
doesn't
you
matter
go.
why. It just it is what it is.
There you go. Because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't the first bracket really between Eileen and Bosco? They were just
Irene.
it was like either of them was at the top doing something great. It was like, I mean, Aja won the first week, but it was really back and forth between Eileen and Bosco.
Aja is a really, really fantastic lip syncer. She
Mm-hmm.
killed that
For
lip
sure.
sync, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that that's what makes her a very strong contender in the final, just because she is like gonna perform. And I mean, Bosco is a great performer too, and it's stunning. There's kind of something about Bosco you can't deny. But you're right, and Irene was fantastic, although I can't lie, like, I well, no, I like Irene's drag better than Ginger's maybe, but, like,
Mm-hmm.
I just every time Ginger walks out with those big old blue eyes starting to make facial expressions, I just am truly entertained and delighted. I can't help it. So, um, I'm torn. And then obviously I don't want Mistress to win. Sorry, ma'am. I just don't. You're good
Oh,
TV. Um, and 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 really, truly good TV. Who the heck is also going out of bracket two?
Georges and uh, Lydia.
Yeah, nope, that's a throwaway bracket for me. I don't want any of those to win.
Ah,
Nope, I don't even want them in the final. No offense to any of them. Nope, I
no.
definite yeah. And then I want probably Ginger out of the last bracket. So it's really like I'm honestly like all three of the first ladies, first queens, and then Ginger.
Just bypass too.
Yeah,
Dang.
listen, Lydia's adorable. You did a great job coming right back. Good for you, but you're a little baby queen. Go off and do your thing. And Mistress, you can't, cheaters never prosper. And like, the way you kind of bullied everybody around, like I respect it for TV, but I don't want you to be my queen.
But
And Georges, no, no. You're
you have
cute.
to.
What?
I'm sorry. You have to admit, Lydia B. King Collins
Yes.
is just coming. Was that terms coming in and taking names? Just just killing it. And it's like this came out of nowhere. Had 2 hours to prepare
Right.
from season 17 to All Stars 10. Literally 120 minutes to get her ish together and pack her bags.
I don't even think she packed. I think she just stayed there at the facility. They're like, don't go home.
Girl, turn
Pour,
around trip.
pull some more tulle out of that backpack of yours and get
Okay.
ready.
She had Corey just ship all my shit. Just ship it. Because
Well,
I
this
can't
is
come home right now. Ship it, you come with it, and we can get together and have a cute little romp before you got to go back. Because
well,
I ain't going nowhere.
actually, remember, I mean, I don't know if you've seen any interviews, but Corey and Lydia both talked about there was a brief pause after the show where they didn't date and then
Yeah.
they it was this. She was filming this.
Child, I would have came to out here for 2 days and tell Lydia, go see the doctor.
That's funny.
Go
That's
to
funny.
the doctor because your ankle hurt. I'll be at the snooty five.
Yeah. Well, they're killing the game now, but and as much I do absolutely have a newfound respect for Lydia. That like I think she's adorable. I think she's a
Yeah.
talented queen. But like looking at her in like an acting challenge, there's no competition as
Yeah,
far
she
as
got to
like
step up. She got to step it up.
yeah, no, I mean if we're gonna watch an acting challenge, I'm absolutely
There
here
has to
for
be. There has to be.
Irene, Ginger, and Bosco.
Girl, I can't wait to see when everybody get together. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Well, this was a great recap. You ready to get it in, Mama?
Yep.
Now, y'all listen. We've been filling y'all in on the what's going down episode of, and pretty much this is how we started with all 18 heifers. So we got down to the last 6 heifers. And the top 3, first so far, Ginger Minj won the first the first week of the third bracket. We about to find out who gonna win the second week. Hardy har har.
Right.
And of course, Mr. Cranberry, Mrs. Cranberry, the Cranberry, comes in giving us. Oh, that was just so nice. Oh, that looks so rich, don't it? Like, oh, I got 18 million in the bank. What y'all doing? What's your status at the bank?
Yeah.
Shout out to Nene. Girl, yes. And Rue was filling them in on what they're about to be doing this week. So here we go. We're gonna lay that down for you. They got a few things going on. They got the mini challenge, to where at this point in time, right here, right now, they got, sometimes they got to do things at the time Rue comes through. So they're going to hurry up, get changed, because they're supposed to imitate and mimic the looks of Cher Horowitz from the cult classic Clueless. As I was telling my co-host, even I remember the gangsters back in the day was watching Clueless. This is definitely a cult classic. I don't care where you from. Everybody and their mama was watching Clueless.
I just think it reminded everybody of like going to high school because he had all the different groups and blah, blah, blah. There's something for everybody.
And this was staged in, I guess, Beverly Hills or something like that, like the rich spot. And we're from, Cali, Southern Cali. So we especially get it. And when I went to high school and graduated, a lot of what was going on in this movie happened to be going on in my high school. Of course, everybody's school got different cliques and everything, but because we're of the same geographical area, it kind of meant a little more to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, we could all relate. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is them imitating Cher Horowitz as if, okay, like how dare you? And it's a photo shoot. And here we go. All 6 queens is going through, as you can see, child.
Denali with the legs.
Girl, them thighs, baby. Ice skater thighs.
I know. Denali. Let me Denali. I always do that. Daya Betty.
That's Daya, yes. Daya.
Punk rock. Acid.
Now, mind you, they had 20 minutes to get ready, y'all. So,
quick drag. The quick drag mini challenge.
The basic was to get the fit. The makeup was secondary. So don't judge them by the, from the neck up, other than the wig, please. Ginger. To me, Ginger had the best photo, if you ask me, just saying.
I think they can't give her everything, Alyssa.
I kind of like between her and Ginger, to be honest. I like that action.
Yeah, they did Cynthia dirty picking this photo. Like, she was making other facial expressions and stuff. This was like, they just didn't want her to win. So they picked this photo.
Well, they always say that's you in the picture.
That's fair.
So the winner was Denali, y'all. She won the mini challenge. I think she got 2,500, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, we have a maxi challenge and a runway. So the maxi challenge is a Stagecooch performance. Stagecooch. We got to play on words here, y'all. Stagecooch performance. And they're going to break into 2 groups. They're going to be a group of 3, 2 groups of 3, similar to what we had in the second bracket. And they're going to perform, write their own lyrics, record their own lyrics, and they're going to get help with their recording. And we're going to show you who they is. And the 2 groups will be the Mudflaps singing Key Your Car. Hello. And the second group will be called the Whiskey Chicks singing Trailer Hitch. Girl. But to get their lyrics and everything together and their music and sound, we have the incomparable Orville Peck, one of country's top dogs, allied to the community. I think he's within the community, ain't he?
He is one of the more prominent in the community country singers, but he's also currently starring in Cabaret on Broadway.
Hey, all
So,
right, Orville.
yeah, he normally always wears the mask, but he is unmasked on Broadway.
All right. Big ups to Orville. And also to help with the melodies and such is David Steinberg. Of course, he's the composer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, David. Mm-hmm. So the choreography. Now we usually have either Jamal Sims or what's the dude from last week, child?
Adam Shankman.
Adam Shankman. But this week they was left to their own devices. Hello. Because
Mm-hmm.
apparently the two leading folks within the group gave them great choreo to practice off of, and everybody worked well with each other. When nobody try and take over, you know.
Well, I mean, Daya's just bossy, like, I mean, it's like, it's interesting. I've heard nothing, like, all the queens that are with Diabetti on tour, like, say
uh-huh.
that she's super duper nice, but I'm like,
Yeah.
on the show, she really does come off, like, kind of aggressive. And, like, not in a way that is, like, totally unlikable. I just feel like if it were the wrong situation, it would be very easy to fight with her because
Oh,
of kind of the way that she reacts, which, that's a bit of foreshadowing. But Ginger and Cynthia seem to be fine with like her kind of taking the lead.
okay. Well, y'all heard it first. Now, Daya is giving her crew, which is the Mudflaps, when they're going to sing Key Your Car with all the different, and they're all participating, giving their input, but they trust Daya to lead them, which is wonderful because they did a great job. They really did.
Yeah, it's funny. Production kind of set this up to make me like worry that it wasn't going to be as strong as it was, and then it turned out to be, in my opinion, far better than the second song. So
I
anyway,
thought so.
yeah,
And
I mean they were both cute though. I just want like
for sure.
I definitely the thing I do like about this All Stars is like nobody is like super sucky.
Right.
Yeah, Alyssa's a little weak, but we'll get to that.
And our second group, which is the Whiskey Chicks, consists of Denali, Acid Betty, and Alyssa
Mm-hmm.
Edwards.
No, Hunter.
Hunter, child, look at me.
Alyssa Edwards. I'm gonna send you a GIF or a GIF, however you want to call it, of like her looking shocked at you for confusing the two of them.
All her looks are shot. So whatever you send me, I will appreciate. For a long time, like Alyssa.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, she's notorious. Back rolls.
yes,
Anyway.
yes. So they're practicing, of course, Denali and her thighs is leading them to glory. And lo and behold, guess who was a trained performer? Acid doggone Betty. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
She looks smooth, doing her little doo-wop, little line dance.
Girl, I think I got them same pumps. I think we got them from the same place, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but them pumps look like they in my closet right now. Anywho, but they did well. Everybody was on beat. Wasn't nobody messing up. Everybody, was pleased with the choreo. When nobody trying to take over. It was
Yep.
a pleasant experience. Again, the mature group.
Yes. Right. They even when Alyssa was feeling upset, Ginger like offered up the spot to make sure she felt secure. She was feeling
Mhm.
nervous because of the language barrier, or not the language barrier, but the language conversion. So yeah.
Yes. So of course, when they're all done, they're getting ready and whatnot, and not what, and we are ready for the performances. Of course, we have the Maxi challenge and the runway coming up, y'all. The runway is fierce. We love it. We like it. We gonna show that too. But first, we're gonna get to Mother. Look at her, y'all. This is beautiful. Wrapped up like something that need to be unwrapped. Now, come on, y'all. Beautiful. That's even more pretty. Just pretty.
Yeah. Oh, when they did a close up of Rue's makeup, my God, Raven. She didn't. I mean, she looked extra beautiful. They're just so glowy and like just so young, stunning. Like this was an extra special Rue look for me.
Pretty.
Yeah, I was just super impressed.
Pretty.
Yep.
Let's go back just one more time. Pretty.
Yep.
Look at that. And I love the curls. It
Me
wasn't just
too.
straight back.
You know, it kind of remind me of like Whitney Houston in the earlier days.
I was thinking Dolly, but yeah, same difference, just pretty.
Well, obviously Whitney never went this blonde, so yes, I think it's a Dolly. But it
Can
just
you
kind of gives
imagine?
me, it gives, I could, it just kind of gives me that like that fun, like you know how when she was like fresh out. I know I Want to Dance with Somebody. She had longer hair, but you know what I mean, like that whole era where her like
Yes.
the hair was a little more free.
I like when the girls are wrapped in. You know, you can tell that they're getting snatched and just wrapped and tugged and mugged. I mean, just pretty. I mean, I'm just saying, it's really cute, really nice.
Stunning. I mean, I can't like I was looking at RuPaul going, I can't believe this bitch is over 65.
Michelle is hating. Let's just say it. You can tell by the face.
But
Like,
she looked good. This is I like this outfit versus a lot of like yeah, I liked this one. I thought she looked good.
Michelle hating. I'm just gonna keep saying it. And your favorite, Ross.
Oh, I could do without you. The vegetable that I'm okay with eating, but that I don't need.
Did you like his joke?
No.
Oh, his joke was cute. They had asked about oh, I forgot real quick. What was the joke?
Yeah,
Oh,
real
they
cute.
asked he said they asked him about the country music, and he said, "Oh yeah, I love Willie." And Rue was like, "Well, Willie Nelson." He was like, "Who?"
Yeah, no, yeah, everybody knows who that is. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm just getting on to y'all because she don't like him. But we gotta move on.
It's not that I don't like him. I just think they could easily replace him.
Okay, speaking of
So I
replacement.
guess that means I guess I don't. But anyway, sorry. Anyway.
So this is who I thought was gonna help with the choreo, but I guess they said, nah, let them eat each other up and you just come on here and just do this. Because again, usually he's helping with choreo, him and Shankman. So, you know.
They just said, look like RuPaul's fine cousin.
And this is just a head to toe that I could capture, y'all, that we just beautiful. Look at that. Looking like she will. Oh, you know what? If I don't see her present at the Oscars or the Emmys and something like this, I know a trick. But she's always coming there in her natural born self. If that makes sense.
Yeah, she somebody asked her after she went to the Met Gala in a suit, and she said that drag is painful, and so she doesn't want to be in it for hours at an award ceremony.
They changed their clothes. She can just come present and then go home.
Listen, she looks fantastic. If we could replicate this at an awards ceremony, it would be lovely.
And the reason why I say this is because they all look, this is award worthy, is all I'm trying to say. And I would love to see her come through, present an award, give the award, and then go home. Okay. Hold on. So yeah, it's just like, you know, this is award worthy is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. And if ain't nobody else asking, I am. If she listening, watching, watching and listening, or if somebody know Rue, let her know. I just want her to come present in something like this. If not this, but probably not this, because she ain't gonna wear this again. But and just present and just get it together so we can see representation at its finest. Because she is it. I'm just saying. It's just something about this outfit that got me wanting her to do something with it. That's all. Maybe it's just me. Oh my gosh. So all in all, I'm rooting for Rue to go on one of these big shows, do her big one as we see her here, because it's all good. Again, representation matters. She's doing her thing, and everything that she does, she has a universe going on, just like Power and all them other folks, and it's working. It's working well, despite what's going on down to the executive branch. So yes, we just gonna root for Rue. Root for Rue. And now that I'm all done with my soapbox. I'm gonna get into the Stagecooch of it all. Yes, baby, the Stagecooch. Now, girl, what you think of between what they call themselves, the Mudflaps here singing a song about keying your car because you ain't ish, and the whiskey chick singing about trailer hitch, and they, what? Who's your favorite?
I thought that Mudflaps did way better, and I was surprised, like I said, because of the way that production kind of set up the editing to make it look like they didn't have it together. But I thought all three of them were very good and enjoyable, solid performances with an
Yes.
obvious standout by Ginger. I agree with whoever said, I think it was Ross, the one I don't like, that the first line when he came out, and I'm your wife, like the way that she just deadpan, it's just so funny. I don't understand the Ginger hate. I don't give a shit. I enjoy Ginger as a performer, and I welcome her on the screen. She's just a delight to watch.
Who the hell is hating on Ginger? What's there to hate? What is going on?
Ginger's
I
getting
ain't
a lot.
seen her
Well, we are not on Twitter like that. That's where the
at
drag.
all.
No, yeah, and that's where the fandom is the most vicious. There's a
Oh,
very young crew, like, these children don't even know. A lot of people are mad that Ginger's on for the fourth time. Um, but, this is her third All Stars. I don't care. I really enjoy Ginger. I think Ginger's so talented, and I think that there's something about her when she's performing that you can't take your eyes away.
and so what if she's on the 12th time? What's it to you?
Drag Race
What?
fans are weird like that. They just the
Lord.
yeah, and hate in the fandom is known. The Drag Race fandom is particularly vicious, and will definitely attack queens and all kinds of stuff. I just PSA out there. I really don't think it's the ants and unks by any means, but
Can't be.
anybody. It's
Can't be.
not. No, we're all too mature for this garbage. But just the trolls, the people that are out there hating, like all of these queens, we thank you for your entertainment services,
Cause she's in this beezy.
Yeah, and it's like, so whatever. It's really stupid. Ginger is undeniably very talented.
And here they are for their final bow. They did a wonderful job. Honestly, it could have went either way. No one flubbed. No, I mean, we were, even as far as I'm concerned, we were surprised by how good they did their parts. I mean,
Yeah,
they did well.
I thought Acid Betty's costume was really super cool. The way that it had the lights in there and stuff. Did you pick up on that?
Yeah, that's on the far right, y'all, in case y'all wanted to see.
Yeah, and I thought Alyssa was terrible. Her voice came off really weird. She really did sound like Kermit. And I thought Denali was cute, but like I definitely felt like even Denali's like didn't like I mean I was fine with how it shook out, you know, but like if you had given it to two people on the Mudflap team, I wouldn't have been upset at that.
Yeah. And that was Stagecooch, y'all. Give a round of applause. Round of applause for Stagecooch. Yes. Now, the runway challenge, y'all. The runway challenge, which is called Night of 1,000 or 1,000 Myleys. They're going to give a look of what Mylee gave as one of her looks coming through to one of these award shows that she's been attending. The girl is talented. I mean, the voice is impeccable. She's made her way through. She's climbed up the ladder from Nickelodeon on up to being her, and believe her and her brother are powerhouses in country writing. I mean, from what I remember, her brother is like a baby. I don't want to knock his hustle, but from what I know of Babyface, he's the babyface of country, like writing for everybody, just hit after hit after
Who? Trey
hit.
Cyrus?
Yeah, her brother.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that he writes a lot of her material, and he's an excellent writer, write for other people. Yeah, girl.
I'm not familiar enough with I just know she's got one brother that's got face tattoos that was just dogging his ex, Brenda Song, who's Macaulay Culkin's wife. But
Oh, I don't know nothing about that.
anyway, we digress.
Keep your hands to
Mylee.
yourself. That's all I know that. Keep your hands to yourself or else. Sick of all that mess and hear enough about that these last 7 weeks. Doggone. Not to be laughing, I'm just saying, like, ooh, if I hear one more time about some man put his hand on some woman, Lord have mercy. Anyway, moving on from that.
To the runway.
Girl, yes, thank you. Here we are. First up, Acid Betty. I loved it. This is her imitation of something Molly did, child. Was this one of them Moon Man Awards? What was she
I
doing?
don't know, but like, you know, I feel bad. She talked about the way they made fun of her body back in the day, that like she would still wear like, you know, like boy short bikinis or some shit. And I'm just looking at her going, God, it just shows you how ridiculous the mind truly is. Because this girl's body is impeccable. I liked most of this. I'm really over the sequin boob like bodysuit thing that Acid has on the chest. I would have preferred it be something else. I'm just over that sequin like shadow play on the dress, but otherwise I thought this was cool.
I loved it myself. Yes. Go ahead, Acid. Do your big one. Next, we have Alyssa Hunter. What does that say? I just won my first Grammy. Is that what happened, child?
I
I
think
guess.
so, yeah.
All right, Alyssa. All right. They said she looked like a Bob Mackie outfit. Okay. Get it, mama. Get it, mamas. What you think about this?
It's okay. I mean, she looks good. There's nothing technically wrong with it, but it was like, you know, one of the lesser inspired to me.
Yeah, I wasn't so thrilled. I mean, you know, they know more about fashion than I do, child. I can't tell a Bob Mackie from a Walmart special, child. I don't know. But you know, I didn't like the hair so much, but other than that, she looked
No,
good.
I'm like, this white highlight, she's taking it too far. Like, god damn.
Moving on. So Denali chose the bear theme that Myleys did. I think this was MTV.
Bangers tour. Yeah, it's when she like broke out of her mold, to stop being Hannah Montana and show everybody she was grown up.
Girl, look at this. Oh my goodness. And we all know them thighs, y'all. Denali did a great job imitating. Yes. Moving on to Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Child, where was this? This is one of her tours again? I don't follow her. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Who, Myleys?
Yeah.
Don't ask me.
Okay, I'm not. So this is I but from what Cynthia Lee Fontaine mentioned, this was one of her backstage wherevers where she had the queer folk with her, and Cynthia Lee Fontaine chose to represent this particular outfit of Myleys due to the fact of Myleys representing with a lot of queer queens and just queer folk in general, as she is an ally in that respect. So big ups to Myleys. I kind of like it's kind of cute once I see everybody else,
I think she mentioned this was 2015.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that I caught. It's not that I dislike Myleys. I just don't really necessarily follow her. Like
Yeah.
I'm not kept abreast. But
yeah, me either. I don't
I
really
ain't got
follow
anything
her
bad
either.
to say.
But that song she got with Beyonce is off the chain.
Yes, and I
I
think
mean,
she's matured into that raspy voice she's got going on. So good for her.
yes, I always thought she had a great voice coming up, And of course, her dad is Billy Ray. And we ain't gonna get into their family life. That's their business. Bless them all, child, because they need all the blessings they can get. But the voice is undeniable. So big ups to her. More of Cynthia. That's the back of it. That's kind of cute. I like that. I really like this too. Dahlia did a great job. That was a really good replica.
It was. I thought the dress, she looked really like she looked like a model walking in it. You know what I mean? Like she
Yes.
gave good body, and although and stayed true to like kind of her own personal style, drag style as well.
Yes. The
I
booty
thought it was
don't
well
lie.
executed. It was well executed, undeniably.
Definitely. And I love that pose right there. That's just awesome. Lastly, we have Ginger Minj giving us some Elvis replica, I guess. I think maybe in her beginning stages, child. I look little.
Yeah, that hairdo looks like leftover bangers. Yeah.
Girl. But Ginger did her thing. She had her own style whipped into it, Look at me, y'all. Look at me. What you know? Yeah. Speaking of look at me, top two queens. Again, we have Ginger Minj. What it do, boo?
Yeah, I thought this was appropriate. The two winners, even though Denali's wasn't necessarily my second favorite, I do think it was like she was, great dancer. She got all the choreo. I get it. I respect the choice.
I think it was between Acid Betty and more so Acid Betty than Denali, if you ask me. Just overall, I was really appreciative of Acid Betty's whole week. I was like, oh wow, not Acid Betty. What's going on? But I'm not a judge, y'all. I'm just a commentator. Well, and I'm sorry, what did you say?
Oh, I just made me wonder if production didn't have her win because of what she said about how we need to strategize to catapult somebody. You know what I mean? Like if they want the angle of Betty not winning because then that way that she'll be doing more with the point scheming.
Yeah, this points thing is first of all, I'm just glad that everybody's on the board. I
Mm-hmm.
think I said it last time how I just want everybody to be on the board at least the first week. The bottom four, just give everybody y'all's points. So then week two, hey, you know how it is on the first time you heard about it. Now it's up to you to get your ish together for the last two rounds. But just to, I'm glad that they followed what I said. I'm
Right.
glad we were of the same mind, is what I'm trying to
Mm.
say.
Yes, I agree, and I just wish that maybe a correction or an amendment to this new style is maybe only give them the ability to give, like, a point on the 3rd episode, to where it could,
Ooh.
like, make a difference as to who places, or even if they all are tied, then Rue has to break a tie. Like, I didn't necessarily need for them to be trying to give each other a point every episode, but,
Mhm.
this is definitely one of the lesser ways that they've like done a format change, the lesser of annoying ways that they've done a format change. I'm not saying that in the most elegant way, but they've done more annoying things than this.
Now, speaking of points, Alyssa has a unique style of awarding points, child. I mean, I can't wait for the episode 9. Child, but, okay, first, let me just say this. They had to lip sync to, of course, Miley Cyrus's See You Again. Denali gave it her all, flip, dip, step, lip, everything was given. But Ginger won, y'all. Ginger Minj.
It just felt like a lot of hopping and flopping. That's what it felt like with
Ooh,
like Denali. I thought she was
fish out of
gonna
water.
a little bit. Like, I thought she might win when she did that, like, bounce, like, split at the bottom, like,
Uh-huh.
doom, doom, doom. But, like, you know, the way that Ginger performs is just always, it's why we love her, I
Yes.
was not mad at this choice at all.
Again, no one did bad. It's
No.
just people stepped it up and was, better than. And it's always going to be that way. It's always going to be. But I'm appreciative of how humble they are. Again, I love the maturity. It's a breath of fresh air, is what I'm just really trying to say. It really
Mhm.
is. Because, child, I'm just so boggled down with all the mess going on in these YouTube and in reality streets. It's a lot. So, again, it's refreshing to see something just organically done without a whole lot of manufacturing from what I see. But, girl, wait till next week. It's
Apparently.
crunch time. It's crunch time. And of course, the two ladies who won are basking in the glow of the wins, and they're just happy for one another. It seems genuine. I don't think anybody is, gaslighting, blowing smoke up somebody's behind. I think they're genuine. I do.
Yeah.
Hmm. So big ups to Ginger with her 6 wins. Let's go back and tally. And Denali with her 3. Dias got 2. Cynthia and Alyssa and who is that? Aston has 1. And they gonna ramp it up for next week because Untuck revealed some things, y'all. We're gonna talk a little bit about Untuck now. Now. How now, brown cow? I mean,
Mhm.
you want to start? You want me to start?
Go ahead.
Well, the ladies gave their feelings about each other, well, more so themselves. It seemed like, for instance, what's her name? Where is it? Alyssa's a little worried. She's been at the bottom, she hasn't progressed. And her whole style of awarding points is to give them to the most deserving queen, most valuable queen, the MVQ. And she wouldn't mind giving her points to someone who is already in the lead. So I don't see an alliance. Do you?
No, I just see someone that's dumb.
Not
Like
dumb.
a little stupid. Yeah, a little bit. Like you pretty girl, but you're a little dumb. Like what are you why?
Bottom four.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Alyssa is a filler queen. I don't really like she's one that like didn't really leave much of an impact, and I'm okay with her staying, as a contender in this. Bye. It's not that she's bad.
Yeah.
I just think that we've just had other queens that I'm way more interested in watching.
I agree. I mean, no shade to Alyssa, but she's just there, in my
Mhm.
opinion, and it kind of shows by where she is on the totem pole, and she doesn't give much. She's just following someone's lead, but her runways are fierce. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, gives me an Ariete, regarding her runways and how quality they look, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, child. I don't know. Now we're gonna talk a little bit about the loneliness that Daya was feeling. Um, well, actually, both Bettys were a little, lonely, if you ask me. Acid was really grateful that she's amongst some ladies that she can hang around and not feel so alone, or just she's it seems like she's glad to be outside, if you
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, you and I both, and I think our audience can relate. Like when you hit a certain age, like once you're like 42, 43, like now you're always outside. You are off doing your own thing. You are on adventures. Like you are proving everybody wrong. But I mean, also too, there is like, you just stay home more and you're okay with that. And you don't necessarily, you usually look at drag like, as a professional, you're not trying to be staying up all night drinking. Your body can't even handle that shit. It's just a different lifestyle that I think if you want to have longevity as a performer, you have to evolve into, you know? Um, but I do love that Acid is having this revival because I think that as we were all seeing, she's a very charismatic queen.
Yeah, and I think maybe perhaps, I hope I'm not speaking out of line, but I think maybe her sobriety has something to do with it. Usually when you outside, usually when you're not sober and you're really kind of really heavily into it, you're going every which way. So maybe she's just, really enjoying the calmness of being sober. You think that may be a little bit about it too?
Well, I mean, there are plenty of sober queens that are in the nightlife. There's a lot of them.
Mhm.
I just Bob goes to bars all the time and doesn't drink. I just
Yeah.
think I I don't know. I would say it feels to me a little bit more like age has something to do with it than that, but you never know,
Yeah.
right?
Because
I
she did
also.
mention being almost 50.
Exactly. And like I'm 46 and like it's not that you couldn't get me out, it's just you couldn't get me out. I'm kidding. Like I just it's a different thing. It's a different animal. I have zero desire to go hang out with 20-year-olds at the club, like I'm just not. So,
Because when the bra come off, it's a wrap.
yeah, like I just,
I'm
um
just saying, child. Mm-mm.
yeah. And
And I'm sure when Acid takes her bra off, she is scratching too. And she
Yeah. So, I don't know.
oh
The
shoot.
diabetes thing was a little weird for me because I like Dia, but like
Yeah.
this felt like a goddamn monologue. Like this was almost as cheesy as when Ginger cried in front of Cynthia and Ariana. I was like, ooh, these Untucked are a little cheesy. El quesito.
And Ginger, where's Ginger? Girl, it's a trip. When she first got into Untucked, she was worried about her being on this her 50th time being on the show. Then once she won, now she's worried about whether or not she'll be a target. Pick a struggle, Ginger.
Yeah, that's
Pick a
yes.
struggle. Just playing, but for real, girl.
Yeah.
Girl, obviously your first worry was for nothing because you slaying the game. You're the only queen that has won 2 times and 2 times in a row.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this to you properly, like what
What?
I'm thinking in my head. So I've seen
Take your
Ginger
time.
I've seen Ginger uh on multiple seasons, and there's something about like her that's this weird little inner saboteur. Do you know what I mean? Like
Lexi
she'll
Love.
yes, but like she's way more talented than Lexi. No offense, Lexi, you're talented, you're great, but like Ginger is clearly like but I
She's a
think part
vet.
of
Yeah.
yeah, and I think part of that may be a little bit like she knows she's good enough to have already won Drag Race, but hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so then
Mm-hmm.
there's this weird, like, I'm going to second guess the choices I make because I really should have already gotten there kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Where it's like, I don't know if they're going to give it to you or not, but you absolutely are good enough to be one of the winners. It's true. But you're a little bit of a dork. So you kind of get in your own way, you know? And some of her runways have been like, her outfits have been truly dog ass. HIT. So, you know, she's yeah.
Well, Ginger girl, you got it going on. I mean,
You
all
do.
y'all do. But at the same time, Daya, you have friends, so you ain't got to feel lonely no more. Like Cuckoo said, sometimes we can feel lonely in a room full of people. So just embrace those who embrace you. Start
Yes.
there.
Well,
Start
and
there, mamas.
Cynthia, I love as much as I love Nicole Page Brooks, but for like very, very different reasons. They're very
Yes.
different energies, but like they're that beloved to me. Like I love Cynthia Lee Fontaine. I am so happy to see her on my TV. I wish that we could have given Nicole and Cynthia like you get a pass just to keep being on the episodes because we love you.
Yeah.
Like reappearance, you know, because they've just been really wonderful personalities to have on the set. So that was a cute little moment. And I know that she really means it too. Like if Diabetes truly does need like familia, like there you go, right there.
And speaking of Cuckoo Fontaine, where'd she get all that ass from? She wasn't packing like that before, was she?
That lady got a BBL.
Girl, shut
And
up.
it's a big one. Yeah.
Girl, she packing.
Oh yes.
I'm like, okay,
That's not padding.
it ain't.
No,
Girl,
she
because
got a
I was like,
BBL.
wait a minute.
No, she
I
got a
remember the
BBL.
last time I saw her getting ready for whatever season she was on, and she was hella smaller. And I do not recall that booty being that thick. I said, oh, shoot, she done got some work done.
She has for sure, and I think having lower back surgery and hip replacement, you know, like I don't think
All
she can
right.
maybe necessarily manage the cuckoo the way that, you know, she might need to. So, you know, it's a little abnormally large on her body, but she's also known for her cuckoo, so it's okay.
Well, that was all I had for Untucked and everything. Did you have something else?
No.
Girl, that was it, y'all. We hope you enjoyed the show. We really do. We're giving it to you and giving it to you every week. We appreciate
Mhm.
you coming through. And next week, y'all, we gonna find out who gonna win bracket 3. Well, I can honestly say Ginger is one of.
Who else do you think's gonna go?
Denali, she's fierce. The third was either one of them Bettys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, like, I need to see how well, it's clear it's gonna be Ginger no matter what, but, like, how the rest shake out really depends on who wins because of the way they got the points going.
Yeah, girl, I think it's gonna be a fierce competition. I can't wait. Ooh,
Yes.
episode 10. Look, I just can't wait. Ooh, I just can't wait. It's just so exciting. I love a good competition show where there's really, really good talent. And it's always exciting to watch. It's always something good coming on. So yeah, y'all, that was it pretty much for episode 8 of Drag Race All Stars season 10. Before we go, let's find out where we can find Miss Erin.
You can catch me on Instagram at psychic_ELB, on Threads as well. You can also find me at Psychic Erin Boyd on Facebook. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading.
Don't forget, y'all, get to it. Check her out on all her platforms, and we will see you next week for episode 9 for finalizing these brackets and find out what else is going to be going on with the other queens that are sashayed away. But until then, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you next time. Adios. All day.